So as you see coming out of the tunnel there, the coach call-led Grizzly Cubs. Number 15, Trent O'Leary, was carrying the American flag there. Now we will be going to the Franklin Grizzly Cub fight zone. So big thanks to our Blue Regiment Marching Band for doing the Franklin Fight Song. Now we will be doing your nation's national anthem. All right, once again, thanks to our Blue Regiment Marching Band for their really pretty beautiful rendition of the national anthem. And now we will be going to midfield to see the coin toss between the Quakers and the Grizzly Cubs. Going out as captains for the Grizzly Cubs will be number 8, quarterback Reed Roberts, number 18, safety Tyler Fuqua. And earlier in the year we did have a couple discrepancies with having the sun in your eyes at some places at the stadium, but tonight I just don't think that's really going to be a problem. So I don't think it really matters much if you receive or decline the ball here.
Yeah, there doesn't even really look like there's that much wind, so it's going to be kind of whichever team wins the coin toss is probably going to defer, and that's what it looks like Franklin did. It looks like they won the coin toss and will defer.
So if that is the case, according to Mr. Brian Powers, the Quaker offense will be coming out hot and heavy to start the game.
Before the game starts, though, we'd like to thank a Grizz Club banner sponsors. We couldn't back the Blue without you. Our state champion sponsors are Lancer and BB Architects and Krukemeyer Machine and Tool. Those are state champion sponsors, Lancer and BB Architects and Krukemeyer Machine and Tool. And our Victory Club sponsor is your friendly Franklin Meyer. Thank you for your support for us and for the concession stand, and of course our sponsor, the Hubler Auto Group, sponsor of Franklin Community High School athletics everywhere,
as well as the coach's corner. So kicker number 98, Jack Henderson, will be kicking towards the south end zone. Back deep for the Quakers to return. It looks like it is number 15, Cale Vanderbush. And here we go. Beautiful Friday night in Franklin, Indiana, and the kick is off. It will be 15, Caleb Vanderbush returning the kick. He comes to the left side. He's met by a couple Grizzly Cup defenders, but he breaks a tackle. He breaks a couple more tackles, and it looks like he goes down about his own 40-yard line. Set the Quakers up with really pretty great field position.
Yeah, it was a good return by him. He got behind his blockers, ran into one in the middle of the field, but it was kind of a scrum, and he just busted to the outside really quickly. So Plainfield starts off at the 40-yard line. Should be it's a kind of a shorter field for them. So let's see what they can do.
Once again, interesting little footnote to watch. If Harris Easton gets a sack tonight, that will be the school record with 6. A little bit of motion. Just like we talked about at the beginning of the game, number 15, Cale Vanderbush, in at quarterback for the Pioneers. It's a rush to the left side. He's looking for some room. Oh, and he broke a couple tackles, and he's well over the 50-yard line. He's brought down by number 46, Greg Houston. And that's a gain of about 15 for the Pioneers. Or, no, not Pioneers, the Quakers. That will be well enough for a first down.
Yeah, that's a good start for Plainfield. 2 plays right off the bat. They're already in Franklin territory, so let's see what the defense can do here.
It looks like now it'll be number 17, Aiden Moyers, for the Quakers. It's a handoff to the left side. Brought down by number 48 here at Harris Eason. The rush is by number 42, Juan Nieto, who's a junior, 5'10", 210-pound junior. And he's averaging about 80 yards per game on the ground, so he's definitely going to be a number we're going to be calling a lot tonight. Moyers standing at the 50-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 9. It's going to be a pass, and he's looking for number 6, and this is an overthrown ball. That pass was intended for Jack Beebe, who has 8 touchdowns for the Quakers.
Yeah, it looks like he just overthrew him. I don't know if he thought that Beebe was going to go out or go up the field, but he looked like he just kept running the route short. He cut the route off, or what Moyers thought the route was going to be, and so that brings up 3rd down and 9 for Plainfield. Let's see if Franklin brings some heat.
Yeah, 3rd and 9 already for Plainfield. They don't want to squander an opportunity. Really, really good field position. And they've just stalled these last 2 plays, so we're going to see what Coach Woodard's group is going to be doing. It's going to be a fake handoff to the right side. The throw is going to be complete to number 46, Blake Woodard. He is well up the right sideline, all the way up to about the 24-yard line. A huge gain for the for the Quakers. My goodness.
You need to write it down.
I do.
There was a good play fake by Moyers, and everyone's going to the left, and the play's running to the right. He was just wide open in the flat.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very good call, and then really good job by number 46 Woodard to get his legs going and get up the field. It's going to be a handoff to Nito. Looks like he's up to about the Grizzly Cup 20-yard line. I couldn't tell. Looks like maybe might have been Tyler Fuqua. No, it was Brody Reinhold with the first contact there. Brody coming off an injury that sidelined him for pretty much the last 3 quarters of the game last week. So it's good to see him back in there and early in there for a tackle to bring up 2nd and 8 for the Quakers. Moyers attempted to get the defensive line off sides. It looked like it did not work, though. And he's going to go back into shotgun. It's a pass off to the right side. It looks like he got hit. Looks like Harris Eason might have been in there. And it looked like his arm got hit, as well as Trent O'Leary, which will force the incompletion. And once again, just like we were in last set of 10, it's going to bring up about a 3rd and 8.
Yeah, Harris got a little movement on the line there, and he was able to get in there, and Moyers kind of walked right into him, was unable to follow through with the ball when he was getting hit too.
Moyers takes a snap. It's going to be another pass. He's stepping up in the pocket, and he goes down. Oh, there it is. Harris Eason has broken the school record. That is his 6th sack of his career. If that is indeed considered a sack, it is. That is a loss of yardage. And early here with about 9:31 to go in your first quarter, Grizzly Cub fans, tonight is historic. That is Harris Easton's 6th sack. It is a school record.
Breaking Noah Crow's record that stood for
Generations.
Just over 9 months.
Looks like Coach Woodard's group is going to be kicking. Looks like it's 99 Nicholas Harris. There's a whistle on the play.
There's a flag.
Prior to snap, that is the offsides on the Grizzly Cubs. It will stay 4th down, but it'll become 4th and 5. And we'll see if Coach Woodard decides to change his mind here or if he's going to stay out there with Harris. I would think that and it looks like no adjustments are being made. It's still going to be Nicholas Harris.
Yeah, and he kicked a 50-yarder earlier in the year like we talked about to beat Tri-West. So he's got the leg. He did kick that first one. That looked like that was going to be good from well more than about 35 yards, which is what this one is. Maybe closer to 40 for this one.
The kick is up, and if it has the accuracy, it's good. It does not have the accuracy, and with 8:59 to go here, the Quakers turn it over on downs, and the Grizzly Cubs will take over 1st and 10. He hit that from about a mile away, but it was just an inaccurate kick.
Yeah, he hooked it a little bit left, and that was a fortuitous break for the Grizzlies, that penalty. The good break for the Grizzlies on that one, because that first one he kicked, it was right down the middle.
Yeah. Really good coaching there by Coach Call to get his guy to go off sides. It's a handoff to the left side. Oh, and he's got room. It's a big run for John Shepard. Number 35, John Shepard, pushed out of bounds about the 50-yard line. One carry and about a 25-yard gain there for John Shepard. He took it off the left side, ran through the gap between the guard and the tackle. Oh, looks like he might have stepped out of bounds a little. Oh, they mark him down well short of what we thought it was. He must have stepped out.
He's trying to sidestep or high step down the sidelines or on the sidelines and was unable to keep in bounds.
Across the middle to number 81, Isaiah Klein. And a touchdown saving tackle by the Quaker defender. That was number 30, Colin Anderson, and that just saved a touchdown. That was probably about a 15-yard gain there. And if number 30, Colin Anderson, doesn't make that tackle, that is a touchdown through and through. Great pass and completion there by the Grizzly Cubs. And it's a handoff to the right side. Jalen Ward's first carry of the night. The ball comes out, but it looks like it was recovered by Shepard. John Shepard gets back on the ball.
It was a heads-up play, and you don't normally see that from Jalen Ward. I remember last time he fumbled early in the game. He ended up scoring three touchdowns on pretty much 3 consecutive carries. So we'll see if he can do that again tonight.
And Coach Call's confidence in Jalen Ward is obviously shown there. Gives it right back to the powerhouse. And that's going to bring up about a gain of 4. And it's going to bring up about a 3rd and 5 for the Grizzly Cubs at the Quaker 40. Let's see what offensive coordinator Cody Call can draw up here. Let's see if the Coach Little-led offensive line can give Reed some protection over the running backs. A hole to run through. It's a handoff to the left side to John Shepard. He gets met immediately at the line. The pile is pushing, and it looks like John might have gotten the first down. Wow. The whistle is not blown dead yet. What a play by not only John Shepard, but the offensive line to get in there and just push him.
Yeah,
that ended up being about a 10-yard gain when it looked like he was stuffed behind the line.
That looked like, he just get to the line like we've talked about. You just keep your legs moving. And they kept moving, and they ended up turning a play where he was met at the line of scrimmage pretty much before he even had a chance at a first down, and ended up getting a 10-yard gain on that one.
Yeah, so that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Grizzly Cubs. Only Jalen Ward's in the backfield now for the Grizzly Cubs with Reed Roberts. It's going to be a pass. Reed's looking left, rolling left. It looks like he's going to look, and he's going to put the ball down, and he's just going to run. Hurdles a defender, and it gets taken down for about a 3-yard gain up to the Quaker 27-yard line. Good first rush there by Reed. Kind of hurdled the defender there. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 7 for the Grizzly Cubs. 6:40 to go here in your first quarter. And as you can see, the lights are on. The sun is about to no longer be out. Reed is passing. He's looking right, throws right. And it looks like it was juggled, but ended up being complete to number 35, John Shepard. Gain of about 2, which will be John's first completion, or first reception, I apologize. And it'll be Reed's second completion on 2 throws for about 17 yards. Hand off the left side once again to John Shepard. He's got blockers ahead of him. He turns the corner. It's enough for a first down. And it looks like he's going to go out at about the Quaker 16-yard line. John Shepard on 3 carries so far has about 30 yards. So that's about a 10-yard average on the 3 carries. That's going to be 1st and 10 for the Grizzly Cubs.
Yeah, he could have had more, but he tight-roped down the sidelines and was unable to keep it in bounds, or he would have had about 15 more yards.
Exactly. Handoff to the right side up the middle to Jalen Ward. Jalen has a chance. Jalen Ward's going to score the first touchdown of the game for the Grizzly Cubs. It is a 15-yard gain, and on Jalen's 3rd carry of the game, he gets his first rushing touchdown of the night. Just absolute great hold by the offensive line between the tackle and the guard. Great delayed handoff. And with 5:50 to go, pending the point after, it is 6-0 Grizzly Cubs. Kicker Nick Woods in. Holder is Reed Roberts, the quarterback. The kick is up. It looks good, and it is good. The Grizzly Cubs lead 7-0 over the Quakers. 5:50 to go here in your first quarter. And as you can see in our replay, it is a pull by John Shepard that ends up getting the block that he needs. Jalen Ward gives him a stiff arm and high knees it into the end zone to give the Grizzly Cubs an early lead here, as we will kick it back off to the Quakers.
Yeah, just a great drive by Franklin. I mean, Plainfield looked good. They were unable to convert, and Franklin had 2 third downs, and they were able to convert on both of them, including that 10-yard run by John Shepard, where he had basically 7 yards, where he had 12 people all over him, including his own guys. A good drive by Franklin, and just showing passing, showing their running ability. Just a good first drive, what you really like to see, just establishing what they want to do with the ball.
Yeah, just a great drive by the Grizzly Cubs, looking to become the team who comes out of this game 4-3 instead of the team that comes out 3-4. It's going to be Jack Henderson kicking off once again. It's going to be Jack Henderson kicking off once again into the south end zone. Cale Vanderbush is back there for the Quakers. Looks like it's going to be a little bit of a squib kick. It's going to be recovered by the Quakers coming up the middle of the field. And once again, a pretty good return, getting to about the 36-yard line where the Quakers will take over 1st and 10. 5:42 to go here in the first quarter. And the Quakers got all the way up to about the Grizzly Cubs 25-yard line before a kick by Nicholas Harris missed. So as Coach Matt Taylor of the Grizzly Cubs is telling his defense to put a stand on the Quakers early and often here. There's a handoff up the middle. Looks like it's going to be a gain of about 10 yards. I believe that was Juan Nieto for the Quakers.
He took about half the team with him too, just like Shepard. You got a couple bruisers back there with Shepard and Nieto.
It was Cherno Leary who will probably get credit for the tackle if that really what that was. It was just a great downhill run by Nieto. It's going to bring up a 2nd and inches here for the Quakers.
See if maybe they do a little play action and go for a deep ball on this one.
I mean, it's there and it's worth it. 2nd and short, you always have 3rd and short. You might as well take a shot here. It's a low snap, but they are taking a shot. It is a good throw up to number 15, Cale Vanderbush, it looks like, and it is complete up to the 20-yard line. He went up and caught that ball. I believe it was 33, Grant Robertson coverage, but what a throw by Moyers and an even better catch by number 15, Cale Vanderbush there to absolutely flip the field position and give the Quakers really just set up in the red zone there at about the Grizzly Cub 20-yard line, and they're pushing the ball. They are trying to go fast. They might put the ball up in the air here again. And Moyers is going to change something at the line, slow them down a little bit, maybe try and get their breath a little bit here. It is going to be a pass again. Oh, and it's tipped at the line by Cherno Leary. a great pass deflection there.
I think one thing we've got to keep in mind, if you look, I mean, on your screen, you see 15 and you see 33. You got 15 for Plainfield. That's Cale Vanderbush. He's 6'6". And number 33 for Franklin is Grant Roberts. He's listed at 5'10". So that's something that, you know, you're going to maybe want to bring some safeties over to help. I know, you know, Bo Baker, he's a great safety. He's also 5'8", so that could be a problem for the Grizzlies that they're going to have to figure out a way to counter.
The handoff is to the right side to Grant Starnes, which it looks like it's a gain of about 2 yards, 2-3 yards there to bring up about a 3rd and 7 there for the Quakers. And once again, Coach Woodard's group gets a 3rd down. I mean, this is about their 3rd or 4th 3rd down so far in this game. And the Grizzly Cub fans are getting loud because they realize this is a very critical 3rd down early here in the game, early in the first quarter. See how Plainfield can do on their 2nd drive so far. It's a low snap to Moyers, which is not something that's uncommon. It's a pass to the right side, and it looks like it's going to be just enough for a 1st down. Moyers' pass was completed to what looks like number 2, Noah Hessong, for a 1st down. And the Quakers center it looks like he's just having troubles getting that ball up to Moyers. That is not the first low snap so far tonight.
They got a couple fullbacks here, it looks like.
Looks like a wild card formation. The snap is directly to number 6, Jack Beebe, who I was doing some research on earlier. Jack has 5 rushing touchdowns on 16 carries, about 50 yards. So reading those stats, you can tell that Jack is definitely a goal-to-go kind of player for the Quakers.
He's still in. You wonder if this one maybe they'll try some sort of a pass at the line of scrimmage where he takes a couple. Yeah.
No, it's going to be another rush. It's going to be Jack Beebe. It looks like he's reaching, waiting on the signal, and looks like the signal will mark him down maybe about the 1-yard line. In comes number 68 for the Grizzly Cubs. Number 68 is Austin Mercer. Oh, and Jack Beebe, it looks like he might do the exact same thing again. It's to Jack Beebe, and it is a touchdown. Jack Beebe with a rushing touchdown. 3 straight plays of just give it to number 6, Jack Beebe, and let him pump it down the middle.
Yeah, and you've got your line on a play like that. You just release them. You just tell the guys, just find someone you can hit, and they just run through there. Like someone's running off the boats at D-Day there.
Yeah, so the kick is going to be Harris Nichols. And it looks good. Wow, that about went into the Grizzly Cup locker room.
Did he hit the building?
Harry Nichols is 6'4", 200 pounds. And as you can see on the replay here, for the 3rd straight play, they give it to Jack Beebe and just let his 6'1", 210 frame just push him into the end zone. And on your Hubler Auto Group, you can see, Auto Group scoreboard, you can see that with 2:28 to go here in the first quarter, it is Grizzly Cubs 7, Quakers 7, and kicking off towards the north end zone will be the Quakers. So number 8, 98, Harris Nichols is going to be kicking the ball. And I'm going to be honest, I could see this maybe, I don't know, we're kicking north. This might make it to Greenwood or at Whiteland. I don't know. We'll have to see how far he kicks it.
I think he's going to try and kick a field goal. Kick it through. We did that last year, right?
Yes. It was Owen Mahan who was able to do that for the Grizzly Cubs last year. Back deep to return for the Grizzly Cubs is Grant Roberts. And, he is going to have a chance to return it. Catches it at his own 5-yard line with a running start. He's going off the right sideline, and it looks like Nichols was able to push him out at about the 37-yard line, giving the Grizzly Cubs really very good field position.
Yeah, he was able to catch that ball on the run, and by the time the defense even got there, he was already going at almost full speed, could stick his foot in the ground, make a cut to the outside, and he was good to go.
Yeah, very good return by Grant Roberts, and officially he is out at the 41-yard line with the Grizzly Cubs to take over, 1st and 10, 7-7, 2:21 to go here in the first quarter. Reed Roberts is accompanied by only one running back. It's Jalen Ward. It's going to be a handoff going to more up the middle than anything. And he is brought down by number 44, Mason Scott of the Pioneers, who's averaging over 12 tackles per game, a very strong number. It's going to be a gain of 4 for Jalen on his 4th carry of the game. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6 at the 45-yard line for the Grizzly Cubs. Once again, a handoff to Jalen. It's off to the right side. Good blocking there by number 14, Carmela Cameron. Jalen Ward does a wrestling roll well past the first down. It's going to be 1st and 10 once again for the Grizzly Cubs. They're over midfield. They're into Quaker territory. And Coach Call's unit is moving already once again. Jalen Ward with a rush of about 7. At the Quaker 47-yard line. Ward goes in motion. The handoff is to John Shepard off the right side. John Shepard gets past the 40-yard line, and he's met by a gang of Pioneer defenders. Still does not go down. I apologize, Quaker defenders. That's going to bring up looks like it's about a 2nd and 9. And John's 4th carry, or 2nd and 1. John's 4th carry yields about 9 yards for him so far. Oh, that should be a penalty. They had, there it is. The Quakers had an extra man on the field, and he was offsides for that matter.
Timeout Plainfield. That is their first of the half, so they have 2 left. Before we get back to game action, we'd like to give a shout out to our 2020 Grizz Club banner sponsors, the Winners Circle sponsors, Edward Jones Financial Advisor Chris Beckert, Hillview Country Club, Shaftsdall and Admire Law Office, TC Electric, the Blue Cactus Restaurant, W.R. Johnson Excavating. Our touchdown sponsors, Bailey and Wood Mortgage Lender, Blex Body Shop, Brady Laurie Attorney, Catalyst Consulting, Cedar Lane Family Dentistry, Crane Credit Union, DeArmond Financial Group, First National Bank, Franklin Dermatology, Franklin Muffler and Brake, Honey Creek Napa Auto Parts, Indy Roll-Offs, Jefferson Street Barbershop, Joco Fitness, Johnson County REMC, Jones and Anderson CPA, Lock Trucking, Mayor Steve Barnett, Schultz, Pogue, and Pinnock Law Office, Shelby Materials, Shrink Master, Smith Real Estate, and Vote Tarantum Cementos Prairie Materials.
The handoff is to John Shepard off the left side. There's a flag on the play. Depending on the flag, it will be a first down for the Grizzly Cubs. It is a hold on the Grizzly Cubs, which will negate the first down. It will bring it back. It will stay 2nd down for the Grizzly Cubs, but now a 2nd and 1 has turned into a 2nd and 11 at the Quaker, I believe, 48-yard line. So that negates a run off the left side. And under a minute to go here in your first quarter. 2nd and 11 Grizzly Cubs. The handoff is to Jalen Ward up the middle. It looks like he's got a couple guys there to help him out. And it's going to be about a gain of 6 to bring up what I believe will be 3rd and 5 for the Grizzly Cubs. Jalen Ward's 6th run of the night. Looks like closer to about a 3rd and 4. They're at the Quaker 41-yard line.
Looks like the Grizzly Cubs may be content to just let it roll out for the first quarter, as it looks like that's what they're going to do with 9 seconds remaining, and the game clock is still at play clock is still at 8.
But that'll be the end of your first quarter here on the Hubler Auto Group scoreboard. Plainfield Quaker 7, Franklin Community Grizzly Cubs 7 as well. The Grizzly Cubs will take over with about a 3rd and 5 when we come back.
"13,000 feet has a way of testing a man's soul. After all, we were never meant to take on such an endeavor. That long drop is what separates human from superhuman. And here we are, right here, right now."
You're good at motivation, we're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Thanks to one of our sponsors there, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, helping us decide to stop knocking on wood. For the Grizzly Cubs, let's not knock on wood here. Let's get a first down. It is 3rd and 4. It's going to be a pitch to the right side to Jalen Ward, and he cuts it up. I don't think that's going to be enough for a first down.
He's going to be a little short, it looks like.
He needed the 37. It looks like he got about the 40, maybe the 39. Yeah, they're going to give him the 40, so that's going to be a 4th and 3, and it looks like Coach Call is keeping his offensive guys out there, so this is going to be a pretty critical play here very, very early here in your second quarter. Quakers are bringing pressure, and Jalen Ward got stuffed at the line. That is not a first down. Looks like the first guy there was number 66 of the Quakers, 66 being Christopher Strange, and he absolutely stuffed Jalen at the line. It's going to be 1st and 10 Quakers.
Yeah, he seemed to anticipate the snap right there, and he was able to stop him, just rolled through there like a steam engine.
Yeah, so with 11:29 here to go in your second quarter, I apologize. The Quakers will take over 1st and 10 at their own about 39-yard line. There's a handoff up to the right side. The tackle is Cherno Leary for the Grizzly Cubs. The carrier was, I believe, Nieto for the Quakers. That was O'Leary's second tackle of the game. It's going to be about a 2nd and 5 near midfield for the Quakers. Oh, and he got number 17, Noah McCain, off sides there. Good hard count there by another number 17, Aiden Moyers. And I believe it'll be 2nd and inches. I don't think that's enough for a first down. We're going to see what our chain gang gives us.
It's going to be a little bit short. He's done that a couple times. He's tried to do that. So that's something that Franklin's going to have to watch out for the rest of this game.
Yeah, he was able to bait number 17, Noah McCann, in a little bit and give the Quakers a far easier second down here. They're bringing pressure. Oh, and Nieto was able to break a tackle, gets up over midfield, gets over about the 44-yard line of the Grizzly Cubs, set up 1st and 10 for the Quakers. And so far, Juan Nieto has been just a workhorse for the Quakers.
Yeah, he's their main running back, and they're just trying to feed him, get him to run.
10:27 here to go, 1st and 10. It's going to be a pass. Moyers is rolling right, and he's asking for blockers. He's decided he's going to run it, and he's shoved out of bounds. Closest guy there was number 46, Greg Houston. He gets to about the 36-yard line of the Grizzly Cubs, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 2. Gain of about 8 there for Moyers, and very interestingly, just pointing at one of his targets and saying, "Go, I'm running."
Yeah, we talked about that earlier about how he's got, you said he's got negative rushing yards on the year, and it's not something for him to go out there and want to run.
It is a direct snap to number 15, Cale Vanderbush, with Moyers out at the bottom of the screen as a receiver blocker. That is a well enough gain of the Quakers for a first down. It's going to bring up 1st and 10, about 10 minutes here to go in the second quarter. And looks like it will be Vanderbush out. Yeah, it looks like it is Vanderbush out there once again. It's going to be a direct snap to the right side. He's got blockers. It looks like Grant Roberts was pushed out of the way. And Tyler Fuqua was one of the first guys there to bring him down. Greg Houston was there as well to help.
I think Plainfield seems like they found something with Vanderbush back there, just kind of switching it up. You go you've got a quarterback like Moyers who passes and doesn't ever run the ball, and then you throw Vanderbush out there, it kind of throws off what you've been preparing for, and it's just it's a big change. It reminds me of industrial era or something like that.
It is a first charge timeout to the Grizzly Cubs, and once again we will be right back with you after our break.
That water, you're going to want to look for weeds, sunken structures, down trees, stuff like that. And let that breeze tell you where you want to go. Windy days like this, those bait fish will come swimming closer to shore. They'll bring the big boys with them, those bass and those pike. Now, they like cooler temperatures, so you ain't likely to have much luck.
You're good at giving fishing advice. We're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Days have always been with live bait.
Once again, a big shout out to our sponsor, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. And it'll bring up a second and about a yard for the Quakers. Once again, number 15 receiver, Cale Vanderbush, is in the backfield. Grizzly Cubs might be bringing pressure. They are bringing pressure. Cale Vanderbush was able to break 1 tackle, 2 tackles, was finally brought down before the first down. He was brought down by Harris Easton being one of those guys, as well as Tyler Fuqua.
That's what you got to do in a situation like this. You're going to have to. I mean, he's not passing the ball. He's passed the ball once. Now we've got a flag, but you've got to bring the pressure, and that's what they did. And hopefully they didn't offset the good defense by getting a penalty.
Looks like it'll be offsetting penalties. Looks like they're both unsportsmanlike conducts. The penalties will offset, and it'll still be, I believe, a second and short. Second or third.
Yeah, it's going to be third down and short.
Third and short for the Quakers. Is this the Jack Beebe set? It looks like it is. Jack Beebe in the backfield. Everybody and their grandma in the stadium knows what's happening here. Let's see if the Grizzly Cub defense can do something about it. They cannot, and Jack Beebe is able to get up all the way up to about the 5-yard line. He's brought down by Bo Baker. Bo, who had 20 tackles last week, brings him down for his first tackle tonight. 8:56 to go here in the second quarter, 7-7. With the Quakers knocking on the door of 14-7.
Looks like they may be going with it again.
The Jack Beebe set, as we have labeled it here. It's off to the left side and waiting a signal. They're going to call him short. So Jack Beebe on first down gains about 6, and they will call him short. The Grizzly Cub 1-yard line. The Grizzly Cubs need a big stand here. It's going to be Beebe again. And this time he gets into the end zone. Jack Beebe with his second rushing touchdown of the night. His longest rush is only about 6 yards, but he is just tearing up the Grizzly Cubs. 2 scores so far, and with 8:16 to go here in the second quarter. It is 13 Quakers, 7 Grizzly Cubs with Harris Nichols.
Looks like there's a flag on the play. I think it was a sideline warning against Plainfield, so touchdown will stand. I think one thing we look at, and we'll talk about it a little bit more. We'll wait till after the extra point to kind of see what's going on here.
Yeah, so we're awaiting the point after here to see if it's going to be 13 or 14 for the Quakers. Nichols, who is 1 for 2 so far in kicks tonight. It is no good, and he will become 1 for 3 tonight so far in kicks.
So if you look at this, the Plainfield line is kind of having their way with Franklin's defensive line, and it's one of the things we talked about beforehand. But if you look at Plainfield's offensive line, just look at them, the eye test. They are big. They are big guys, and they're tall, they're built, and it's kind of an offensive line that you want to see. So it's really going to be up to Franklin, to Coach Taylor, and the other coaches to Coach Taylor, both Coach Taylors and Coach Welch, the defensive line coaches, to see, hey, how are we going to adjust to this? We've got to figure out a way to adjust, because if we can't, they're running the ball on us. They're kind of doing what they want. Their quarterback has time to throw. We are going to have to, and our offense is going to have to score. You got to get a stop on this. And so it'll be interesting to see. It's going to play a major role in the rest of this game, how that defensive line of Franklin can adjust, if they can get the guys Harris Eason in there, if they can get those the pressures on the quarterback. Are they going to have to bring linebackers into blitz? How's that going to open up the middle of the field? It's just going to be kind of a little game of chess as we go along here.
Yeah, so as Nichols kicks it off, it's going to be to Grant Robertson. He's going to have another running start, and he's off to the right sideline. He's got some blockers ahead of him and trucks over to Fender up to about the 34-yard line for the Grizzly Cubs. Well, they will take over 1st and 10. And as you were talking about, Brian, in tonight for the injured Jacob Wagner is number 62, Manny Danzo, who only stands at 5'9", 192 pounds, which is relatively not very big for a defensive tackle.
And even looking at Plainfield's defensive line, they're pretty big too. Now, Franklin's got a pretty big offensive line, but they've got some big defensive linemen down there too.
2 running backs in the backfield that help out Reed Roberts on 1st and 10. He's going to be passing the ball. It's going to be John Shepard. Reed gets hit pretty hard, and that is a good tackle. It looks like John was down before the ball came out, and that is going to be a loss of about 3 yards for the Grizzly Cubs. It'll bring up about 2nd and 13. Really great open field tackle by the Quaker defender. We didn't catch his number. But that was just great open field tackling there.
Yeah, he had one guy to beat, and he would have had a good bit of a running room, but he was unable to get him.
Grizzly Cubs need to get number 14, Max Lancer, involved. Doesn't have a catch or even a target so far tonight, so we need to get him a little bit more involved. It's a delayed handoff to number 20, Jalen Ward. Jalen's running up the middle. Oh, and he had a hole. Gets tripped up over the 45-yard line. It's a 1st and 10 for the Grizzly Cubs. If he doesn't get tripped up, he's got blockers ahead of him. He might score there.
Yeah, I think he was going to get to the corner. He was going to get to the sideline. He was going to be able to take that to the house if he didn't get tripped up.
That's a great job by the Quaker defender to bring him down. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line for the Grizzly Cubs. The snap is to Roberts looking left. The pass is to Max Lancer, his first completion of the night, or reception of the night, over the 50-yard line for the Grizzly Cubs. And it's going to be about a 5-yard gain, which is Lancer's first reception so far of the night. Oh, great defense there by the Quakers to get Jalen maybe behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like they lost one on that play. They were able to get a little bit of penetration on the line and stuff him in the backfield.
The Grizzly Cubs will bring up a 3rd and 6 here. Snap is to Roberts looking right. He has the pressure and just flips it to his running back. Jalen Ward gets a spin. And I believe that is enough for a 1st down Grizzly Cubs. We're going to see the ruling here.
A good play by Reed Roberts. I wonder if they did have a screen set up for that. So that was the reason for all the pressure he had. And Jalen was kind of set up, had some blockers. So I wonder if maybe they set up a screen and then Plainfield brought some pressure on the opposite side. Yeah, so he had to get it out a little bit earlier than he wanted to.
Just a great heads-up aware play by Reed. It's a handoff up the middle to Jalen. Jalen puts his head down. He is not down yet. He has his ankle wrapped up. And that looks like it'll be about a 7-yard gain over the Quaker 40-yard line. That's Jalen's 9th run so far of this first half. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 5 with 5:40 to go here in the first half. 2 receivers at the top of the screen with 1 at the bottom being Max Lancer on an island. The handoff is to the left side to Jalen Ward. He's got blockers ahead of him. He might have the corner. No whistle yet. He throws a guy down. He's still going. He's still getting pushed. He gets all the way up to the 10-yard line, a 30-yard rush there in his 10th of the game. Great blocks ahead by Max Lancer as well as John Shepard.
Yeah, he had John Shepard who was just looking for someone to run over, and he found someone.
What a run.
I mean, Jalen did a great job of putting his hand in John Shepard's back and just saying, I'm following you.
Yep, John was the battle tank and Jalen was the driver. Oh, and Reed keeps it himself, and Reed's going to walk into the end zone untouched. Reed Roberts might be the best quarterback in the state at doing that. That is incredible. That is his
That was a
first rushing touchdown of the night. It was an 11-yard gain.
That was a fan. I mean, they hadn't done that all night. He hasn't ran. He hasn't anything all night, and they've just been pounding the ball with Shepard and Ward, and they threw it right in his gut, and he pulled it out, and he had a wide open right side of the field.
Kicker number 99, Nick Woods, to take the lead. The kick is up, and the kick is good. The Grizzly Cubs take the lead, 14-13. About 5 minutes here to go in the first half. And as you can see in the replay, a great pull by Reed Roberts. Number 8 of the Pioneers gets tricked out.
They had number 8 and number 35, Caden Boer. Both of them went with Shepard, and he did not have the ball.
Yeah.
That is never a good spot to be in if you're a defender. So great fake. We'll see it here again, or see Ward's run. Now watch 35 in front of him. John Shepard, he's looking for someone to hit.
And there he
does. He
does.
finds him, and he's still going. He's still looking for someone to hit. So
great work by number 96, Danny Groves, to be into the third level of defenders there, really just pushing Jalen's back and helping him get a huge gain there that sets up the Reed Roberts 11-yard touchdown. 14-13 Grizzly Cubs, 4:59 here to go as the Grizzly Cubs will kick off.
So now let's take a look. Now what we're going to do on this one, we've just got to keep an eye on the defensive line of Franklin, see what they can do against the offensive line of Plainfield, and how they can get into them, see if they can get a little bit. Maybe they bring their linebackers up like we talked about, bring their safeties up. They've got to switch some things and disguise some things, because Plainfield did some different things with their offense on that last drive with the running with the different quarterbacks they threw in there.
So it'll be number 98, Jack Henderson, to kick off towards the north end zone. It's a pretty short kick, bounces at the 20-yard line, and it is touched by a Plainfield offensive player. I believe that's number 15, Cale Vanderbush, and great downfield play by number 30 of the Grizzly Cubs, Titus Phillips. Harris Easton was there as well, Grant Roberts, and just setting up the Quakers in really pretty horrible field position at their own 16-yard line. Great coverage there by the Grizzly Cubs.
Yeah, nice job. And for Plainfield, I think they may tell him in the future, just kind of fall on that one, because that's a dangerous. If you're he had one shot at picking that one up, and if he didn't, then Franklin was going to be all over that.
Luckily for the Quakers, he does pick it up, and they take over 1st and 10. Moyers will get the snap, and he hands it to Nieto up the middle. Nieto makes the defender fall down. That was Grant Roberts who fell down. And a huge, about a 30-yard gain up to the 40-yard line by Juan Nieto. Really a great run there. He just had a very, very open hole, and braced a tackle or two, and that'll set up the Quakers with their own 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, they had him pinched back a little bit in one play, and they're right back to where they had started the other drives.
The snap will be to Moyers. It's a toss. Oh, and it might be a reverse. It is a reverse. Number 2, Noah Hessen. Moyers is out there blocked for him. It's going to be well over a 1st down, and it is Bo Baker who wraps him up at the ankles to bring him down. But that is more than enough to cross midfield and get into Grizzly Cub territory. Bo's 3rd tackle of the night.
Some good misdirection by Plainfield as they brought Hessing around, and he had the sidelines, and Plainfield's back in Franklin territory.
1st and 10, Moyers will get the snap. He hands it to Nieto up the middle. Number 42 takes it, and it looks like it's about a gain of 6 to bring up a 2nd and 4. Looks like it was Tyler Fuqua in there for the tackle, his 3rd in the night as well. And the Quakers are going. Coach Woodard's group is going fast. It's another hand up to Nieto. It looks like he's going to break it off to the right side. Manny Danzo helps out as well as Tyler Fuqua once again to get him in there.
It's what you like to see from the defensive line on that one. You like to see him get in there, get a little stop in the backfield, make it 3rd and short still.
Moyers in the backfield to receive the snap. It's going to be a pass. And he's going deep. He's going to Cale Vanderbush. It's complete to Cale Vanderbush. He gets by Reed Roberts. And Cale Vanderbush with his second huge reception of the night. It's Aiden Moyers to 15. Cale Vanderbush for the touchdown. A post over the middle. And that is going to bring the score to 19-14 so far, pending the PAT for the Quakers. 2:55 here to go in the first half. Harrison Nichols out to kick. Has not had a very good showing so far tonight. 1 of 3. He says that one's good.
So
that is 2 of 4. And as you were saying, Brian?
Yeah, so what set this up on the touchdown was you got 3rd and short right there. You can open things up. You know you're going to go for it on 4th down, so you do a little play action. Just a perfect pass, a perfect ball. He's got Roberts behind him, and Vanderbush had Roberts behind him. Moyers put it right where it needed to be. That was, as an offense, that's exactly what you look for in that situation. So, we'll see what we've got. Franklin's got 2 minutes and 55 seconds where they can do something with the ball. They get the ball back to start the second half. So you get a touchdown here and the extra point. You can go up 1, and then you get the ball back, and hopefully you can score there. Maybe put a little cushion in between you.
Yeah, so Coach Hill is going to be obviously talking to his secondary. Grant Roberts has so far not had his way with Cale Vanderbush. And it is going to bring up the 3rd kickoff of so far tonight for Nichols. The Grizzly Cubs will get the ball at halftime. The ball bounces, I believe, is a touchback. It will be a touchback. It was not out of bounds before the end zone, which will get the Grizzly Cubs starting field position at the 25. 1st and 10. 2 timeouts left here with 2:55 to go in the first half. Oh, 20-yard line, I apologize. And we don't have an offense out there. Down to about 20 seconds on the play clock, and I believe they will be going straight to the line. Coach Cole might have just given them probably not just one play, at least probably a play or two. 4-man front for the Quakers. The snap is to Roberts. He's going to be passing. He's rolling out to the right side, looking back over the middle of the field. He's going to take it himself. And he cuts back over the middle of the field, and he's got blockers ahead of him. He cuts back up the field. He's holding on the ball. Wow, that was a long rush by Reed Roberts to get about 12 yards. Really great game by Reed, finding where his blockers were and then using them to his advantage.
Yeah, he cut inside of the block that Klein was about to throw here at midfield. I think if he would have kept going on the outside of it, he would have had a few more yards, but that was a good run by Reed and get a 1st down.
Roberts is looking right, passing. He has Isaiah Klein. Oh! It is overthrown to Isaiah Klein. That would have been the touchdown that Isaiah Klein has yet to have so far this year. Just barely out of the reach of Isaiah Klein to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Grizzly Cubs. That's one that Roberts is going to want to have back.
Yeah, he had him beat. He had a couple steps on him and just overthrew him.
Roberts looking right. It's going to be Isaiah Klein, and that'll be about a gain of about 2 yards on Reed's 7th pass of the night. That is Klein's 2nd reception. You remember early in the first quarter, he almost broke one for a touchdown. But now it will be 3rd and 7 at the Grizzly Cup 35-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go here in this first half, and the Grizzly Cubs really need to do something well here on 3rd down. 3rd and long. 2 running backs in the backfield, John Shepard and Jalen Ward. Roberts is looking right, looking back left, and he stays on his feet. He has a man. Oh, and it is intercepted. It was intended for number 4, Max Lancer, and Noah Hessing intercepts it at the 50-yard line. Reed Roberts' 8th pass of the night is intercepted. Only his 2nd interception of the year.
Yeah, that was he threw it. He was kind of under pressure. He knew he had to get rid of it. He was rolling to his left, throwing across his body. That's a tough throw. Lancer was coming back to it, but Hussig came back to it a little bit quicker, and we'll see the replay here in a second.
We will not be seeing the replay. As playing field is really going fast to get up to the line. We don't have time for it. Snap will be to Moyers. It is not a handoff. Oh, he has Cale Vanderbush again. He has Cale Vanderbush again. It is the second time in 2 plays, 2 straight Cale Vanderbush touchdowns from Aiden Moyers. It is a 45-yard touchdown, and he got Grant Roberts again.
Yeah,
there's no way to say it.
Another play action. He got Grant Roberts. That's kind of what happened. Just the same thing as last time.
Yeah, good play action, and Grant must have either bid on it or just it was a good route by Vanderbush. Whatever it was, Moyers puts a good ball on him, and it gives Harris Nichols a chance to put up another PAT. 2 of 4 so far tonight. That one is good. It'll make them 3 of 5. And with 1:28 to go, the Quakers take a 27-14 lead. As you see in our replay, a play-action pass, Moyers just puts a great ball on him. And Grant Roberts is almost able to bring him down to get him down at the 1-yard line. And it looks like looks like there might have been a miscommunication there between Grant and Bo. Maybe, I'm not sure what it was, but that was just not good defense there by the Grizzly Cubs.
Yeah, it was 2 straight plays where pretty much the exact same play, long, 40-yard touchdown to Vanderbush and off of a play action. So that's something that Franklin's going to have to. They're going to have to address at halftime. You're going to have to address the plays that have happened and see what you can do to fix that. Now, the good thing is Franklin gets the ball back. There's still a minute and a half left. They still got 2 timeouts, and they still get the ball coming out of the second half. So.
Yeah, they could go 2 for 1 here with a score here and then a score at the beginning of the second half. It is number 5, Jake Houston, really kind of hesitates there to run. Good coverage, one of them being number 20 of the Quakers, Caleb Weigel. And it gets the Grizzly Cubs up to their own 28-yard line.
Yeah, so you've got a minute 24 left. You've got about 72 yards to go, and that's plenty of time. This offense has shown with 2 timeouts, the clock stopping, to move the chains after first down. So you've got plenty of time. No need to really hustle. I mean, you're going to have to hustle, but you don't have to do anything out of the ordinary with your offense.
Yeah, they can sustain a pretty solid drive here, especially having 2 timeouts. Isaiah Klein goes in motion. Reed Roberts is looking left. Good block there by number 64, I believe. And Reed is just – that might be grounding.
I think he was outside of the pocket.
And the ref drops it. I believe he was outside of the pocket. Intentional grounding there for Reed Robertson. Obviously he has a different viewpoint than we do, but it looked like he had some receivers open. But that is going to be a loss of down.
You have to wonder, too, did he maybe get a little gun shy after the last throw that was pretty much exactly the same? He was rolling that way. Maybe he didn't want to throw it after what happened last time.
It's a handoff to the left side to Jalen Ward. Got a couple blockers, and he smartly gets out of bounds at the Grizzly Cub 24-yard line.
That's not really what you wanted him to do. You wanted him to stay in bounds because if they don't get it, Plainfield can call a timeout right here. They still have 1 timeout left, and they'll still have a minute left, and they've proven that they can score quick. So, if anything, you wanted him to stay in bounds.
Yeah, so the down marker. So looks like it is 3rd down. He was a little confused there. It will be 3rd down. Reed Roberts is looking in the middle of the field, pulls it down. Oh, and he not very, as you said, Brian, not a very smart move to just get out of bounds there. It looked like he had guys open, and you might be correct, Brian. He might just be a little gun shy to throw the ball. He had a couple guys open there, one of them being John Shepard. But that is going to bring up a 4th and 12 for the Grizzly Cubs. Punter number 33, Grant Roberts out there.
Yeah, they're going to need a good punt from him because Plainfield's going to get the ball in good position. They're going to get the ball potentially in Franklin territory with still over a minute left.
Yeah, this is not the time to shank a punt. It's a high arcing kick. Oh, and it bounces off the Plainfield player, and Harris Easton recovers the fumble. Oh man, that if the Grizzly Cubs could get any sort of break, that was the break they needed. Grant Roberts puts the kick very, very high up in the air, makes the player for the Quakers look up into the lights, and Harris Easton makes a great play to recover it. Oh, sigh of relief there from Coach Call's group to get the ball back over the 50-yard line with 56 seconds to go, 2 timeouts.
Now you do have to hurry a little bit.
Yes.
But you got to be aware, but you can still go to the middle of the field.
Yeah, especially with 2 timeouts. They do not have a safety back there. Oh man, and they get him immediately. Great pressure in there. Number 44 for the Quakers being Mason Scott. That is his first sack of the night, brings his total to a sack and a half on the season. And it is going to be a 2nd and 18, and the Grizzly Cubs might be running the clock out. Nope, they're gonna get a play. They need to get this play off very quickly, though. It's a rush to the left side for Jalen Ward. Jalen Ward cuts it up, and he gets over midfield. I believe Coach Call will use his timeout here. He will not. Coach Call will not be using his timeout here. They will be running out the clock here in the first half. Oh. Okay, so with using my very limited football knowledge, I believe Coach Call might be calling for either a screen play or a Hail Mary play because with 2.8 seconds left, he used his timeout very late.
Yeah, I mean, if Reed Roberts can get the ball to the end zone, then, I mean, I guess you could throw it up. But, yeah, kind of at the end, we've had Franklin had the lead what seemed like 2 minutes ago. It seems like this last couple minutes has lasted about 35 minutes, and it's about every way it could have gone wrong for the Grizzly Cubs. Besides that botched punt at midfield that we just saw, it's gone wrong for Franklin. And so, Plainfield's just going to send all their guys back. They're going to keep everything in front of them, and they're going to give Franklin the middle of the field. So I don't know. We'll see what they can do right here and see what kind of play they can finish with.
Yeah, it was an interesting call by Coach Call, having 20 seconds left and 2 timeouts to not use those timeouts. Reed Roberts will look. It will be complete to Isaiah Klein for a gain of about 8 from the line of scrimmage. That'll be Reed's 9th pass and Klein's 3rd reception. But at halftime on the Hubler Auto Group scoreboard, Plainfield Quakers 27, Grizzly Cubs 14, and we will be back with you shortly. All right, welcome back, everybody. So what we got for you this time, we got a little bit of first half highlights that we're going to go over and analyze a little bit. So before we get going for the second half, here's a little bit Here's the Grizzly Cubs running out of the tunnel. I wouldn't say great form by anybody pretty
pumped.
hesitant
They
by
look
those guys to get the things out, but okay. I believe this is Harris Eason breaking the school record.
Breaking the school record previously held by Noah Crow, no longer held by Noah Crow.
That is Harris Eason breaking the school record, his 6th of his career. Now the Grizzly Cubs back on offense.
Grizzly Cubs doing a nice job early with the offensive line. Good blocking upfield, John Shepard, which is something we'll see a little bit later, and that puts them up. But then we saw the Jack Beebe show.
Yes, which is something we saw twice in the first half, and I assume we will see more in the second half as it worked very effectively for the Quakers.
Yeah, their offensive line was able to kind of do what they wanted. Here comes Beebe again. Pretty much the same play, other end of the field. Just watch at the point of contact here as the Plainfield offensive line is able to move him back. And here's Franklin with it. We're going to see Reed Roberts going to fake the handoff here. Everyone thought he was going to take it himself, and he fakes the handoff. He runs it in for the score.
Great job by Jake Struble holding his block there to give Reed a chance.
And then we're going to see the same play again twice in a row. Here's going to be Moyers finding finding Vanderbush on the play action. And then Franklin had a 3-and-out. And the same play right here. Or no, it was after the interception.
Yes.
After the interception from Reed Roberts. Same
Two
play
very,
right there.
Very quality throws by Moyers to Vanderbush.
Yeah. And so that's what brings us to where we are, where Plainfield leads Franklin 27-14 at half. What are we looking for in the second half?
In the second half, we're looking at the Franklin defensive line. Like we said, the Jack Beebe show just did its job for the Quakers in the second half. And we're also looking at the secondary. Grant Roberts being one of those guys. Caleb Vanderbush had his number in the first half, so we need to see Grant Roberts come out and really have a very strong second half to give the Grizzly Cubs a chance to score. We will get the ball first here coming out of halftime. So if we can get a quick early score and then our defense to do its job, that's what we're going to be looking for tonight. And we will be right back with you in just a couple seconds for the start of the second half. All right, we are back for all the action in our second half coming at you. The Quakers, number 98, Harris Nichols, will be kicking off to Grant Roberts, number 33, kicking towards the south end zone. And the Grizzly Cubs will be down 27-14. And, I mean, they need a very quick, very strong first drive here, Brian.
Yeah, definitely have to reestablish themselves, get the momentum going, get within a score, and less than touchdown and extra point, and just see where the rest of the game goes.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Looks like it was an intentional squib kick. Number 5, Jake Houston recovers it. He tries to get off to the left side, and a great form tackle by number 14 of the Quakers, 14 being Corbin Lucas. And the Grizzly Cubs will take over 1st and 10. Looks like they're on about 27-yard line. 11:50 to go here in your second half. Be one running back in the backfield. That'll be Jalen Ward. The snap is to Reed Roberts, and the handoff is Jalen Ward. It's about 3 yards there up to the 30-yard line. That'll be Ward's 12th carry of the night. It's a two-receiver set at the top of the screen with one receiver at the bottom, 2 running backs in the backfield, adding John Shepard in that mix. Gives Reed opportunity to, and he's going to throw. He's looking right. Oh, and it's too low for Isaiah Klein. Looks like it might be pass interference on the Grizzly Cubs, or on for the Grizzly Cubs against the Quakers. Yeah. Looks like it was number 30, Colin Anderson, who they might get for this one.
Yeah, I think he got his arm, grabbed his arm as he was coming across the middle, held him a little bit back as he was making the crossing route.
It is pass interference, and the Grizzly Cubs will move. And that is a big break for the Grizzly Cubs up to the 45-yard line, where they will take over 1st and 10 once again. 2 running back set. Oh, it's a low snap, and Reed was supposed to hand it off to Jalen Ward. He's not able to, and he's trying to cut back, and he's met by a host of Quaker defenders for probably about a loss of 1. Pretty low snap there. Didn't give Reed much of a chance to do anything with it. Bring up a second and 11, 2nd and 10. It's a handoff to the left side to Jalen. He gets tackled a little bit short of the 50-yard line, which will bring up about 3rd and 6. His 13th carry of the night. If you missed any of our first half action and want to see some of the big plays, please visit our Twitter page, FCTV at FCHS. We'll have all the action on there for you, the first and the second half. So run to the left side for Reed. Reed has one defender to beat. Oh, and he hurdles the defender. That's a gain of about 30 yards there about 25 yards there for Reed Roberts on his 5th rush of the night. Brings up a first down for the Grizzly Cubs well into Quaker territory.
Yeah, good play there. As you can see, he breaks the tackle. He's got one guy to beat. He dives at his legs, and he's able to trip him up a little bit. Going to get credit for a tackle, but he really didn't do anything besides dive on the ground.
Handoff to Ward up the middle, and just doesn't get much there. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage for his 14th carry of the night. Oh, they gave him about 2 yards. Okay, I was mistaken. We are under 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Bring up 2nd and 8 for the Grizzly Cubs in Quaker territory. It is going to be a pass. He's looking right. He might have Isaiah Klein. Oh, and he didn't throw it to him. He might have him again. Oh, and Isaiah Klein was held. I believe Isaiah.
Yeah, and there's a flag on the field for that one.
Uh-huh. Not sure who it was. Like I said earlier, Grizzly Cub TV is the handle for our Twitter. That is going to push the sticks up. It is a pass interference on the – oh, no, it was a holding on the defense. Their second in the air penalty so far of this drive that have really helped the Grizzly Cubs. Give them about 20 yards so far in this drive. Handoff left side to John Shepard. He's got a guy chasing him. He cuts up the field. Looks like he's going to get about a gain of 8 there for the Grizzly Cubs. We'll bring it down to the 13-yard line. It'll be a 2nd and 5 for the Grizzly Cubs. And this has been the drive that they were looking for, sustained and powerful. It's going to be a pass. Oh, and it's out of the reach of Isaiah Klein. An incompletion there for Reed Roberts.
Yeah,
Brings up his third incompletion.
He had him on the out route there and was just unable to connect with him. It was kind of a weird angle for him. It would have been a tough throw and catch, but he did have him.
That'll bring up 3rd and 5 for the Grizzly Cubs. A touchdown is needed here. It's a handoff up the middle to John Shepard. He puts his head down at about the 8-yard line, and pending the ref's approval, it might be a first down. We're going to see. Looks like it will be 4th down. It'll be about 4th and 1. That's John's 6th carry of the night for about 30 or 40 yards. It's going to be a 4th and short. Outcome number 31.
Looks like they're going to go for a field goal here.
The Grizzly Cubs will kick it here. 4th and short. And they will give Nick Woods a chance of about a 25-yard field goal. Clock is running down on the play clock. Need to get the kick off. The kick's up. The kick is good. Grizzly Cubs will take the field goal. A good, solid, sustained first drive. 27-17 Quakers. 8:11 to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think part of the decision there was in the first half. I'm sure Coach Call saw there the offensive line of Franklin against the defensive line, and you play risk reward in this situation. You're here. You've gotten a good drive to start it off. If you walk away, you don't get any points, you're in real trouble. You get some points, you're still down 10, but you give your defense. Your defense can come out. They performed pretty well against Plainfield the first couple drives of the game. So maybe it was something where they just got worn down as the time went on, because Plainfield did seem to have the ball a decent amount. But we'll see what the Franklin defense can do here. If they get a stop and give it back to the Grizzly Cubs, then the Grizzly Cubs can be right back in it.
Yeah, and like you said, Brian, that would be just a very dejecting thing for the Grizzly Cubs to not get points there. So to come away with points, even though it's not a touchdown, it's still something. It still puts a positive mindset in for the Grizzly Cubs. And they will be kicking off. Jack Henderson will be to the north end zone. That is a good kick. It'll be recovered it will be taken by number 15, Cale Vanderbush. Running to the left side. He's got a couple blockers. Cale Vanderbush over the 40-yard line, over the 45-yard line, and pushed down. Looks like about the 49-yard line of the Quakers, where they will take over 1st and 10. Good return there by Cale. Got some good blockers ahead of him.
Yeah, he's had himself a night.
Yeah,
he's had some good kickoff returns. He's had a couple receiving touchdowns, some good runs. He's been a thorn in the side of the Grizzly Cubs tonight.
He has. They take over. 8:02 to go here in the third quarter. 1st and 10. Moyers will take the snap. It looks like it's handoff to the right side to Nieto. Looks like it's about a gain of 4 to the Grizzly Cubs 46-yard line. Quakers will take over 2nd and oh, no, I was wrong. 44-yard line. Quakers take over 2nd and 4. Yeah, like you said, Brian, Vanderbush has had a great night. Moyers tries to get him off sides, but as I was saying, Vanderbush probably has well over 100 receiving yards, 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. And I would say he's probably pretty close to 100 return yards as well.
Yeah, correct. Handoff is Nieto up the middle. He got his forward progress will give him a yard according to the referee, but that will not be. It'll still be a couple yards needed for a first down. Harris Easton, one of the guys in there to do it. His 4th tackle of the night to go along with the confirmed breaking of the school record. In comes number 62, Manny Danzo. That's a big play for the Grizzly Cubs. And it looks like Moyers has it. He does. The referees will give him the spot of the 39. He needed the 40. It will be a first down, Quakers.
That was BB on the carry on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Their short yardage specialist.
Number 15, Vanderbush at the bottom of the screen. Looks like 29, Michael Beal is guarding him right now. Going to be a run to the right side. It's number 10, Grant Starnes for the Quakers. Be a 2nd and 8 for the Quakers. Moyers in the backfield with, I believe, Nieto behind him. Rolling out left. The pass is completed. Noah McCain will force the guy finally out of bounds. It looks like it was Hessong.
And there's going to be a flag.
And there's a flag for a
third
late
down
hit.
out of bounds.
You can't do that. When you're down 27-17 with about half the time run out of the third quarter, you cannot make a mental mistake like that.
Yeah, that's going to bring the ball probably inside the 10-yard line, going to give Plainfield first and goal. So I'm assuming we're going to see Jack Beebe again. Yeah.
Coach Matt Taylor needs to stack this box, put as many guys in there as he can, because everybody and their grandma in the stadium knows what's going to be happening.
Yeah,
and
you
need to
wonder
see
at some
Cubs
point
can
if he's gonna throw a pass.
Might be a jump pass scenario. It'll be a gain of about 2, which was relatively pretty good for the Grizzly Cubs. Looks like it's a little bit closer to 3. Bring up 2nd and goal from about the 7-yard line. Out comes Danzo, in comes Beal. 5:26 to go here. And looks like it's Moyers. Looks like they might have put a halt on the BB show. They did, yes. Moyers will go into shotgun. Number 42, Nieto's by him with Woodard.
Intercepted?
Ooh. Oh, it's called out of bounds. Grant Roberts almost intercepted the pass. It was intended for number 6, Jack Beebe. And Grant Roberts was very close. The referees are discussing here. Looks like it will be incomplete, but the refs are discussing.
We have a replay of it. As you can see.
Oh, I don't know.
He only had to get one, right?
He only had two. He had 2 feet in. Oh, there's no replay system in high school football.
Flag. Oh, they called the flag against. Let's see this again. Can we back that up? Oh, he called the flag. There was a flag on the field before it even started. If you can see right by the goal. So it's going to be first down and goal for Plainfield. Or second. Is it second down?
It is Nieto into the end zone. It is a touchdown, a 4-yard touchdown for the Quakers. Number 74, the lead blocker there, Dylan Ponder, pushes it in the end zone, and that's something that the Grizzly Cubs are going to. They're going to look back on film and say that's one that got away. And
yeah, I think I didn't see the flag down before, so they had the flag down before he even started making the play on that. So I think that's something, he did have his feet down, so I don't necessarily know why they called it incomplete. He did have his feet down, so I don't know if he just knew who the penalty was going to be, so he just called it that anyways.
Yeah, so as you can see, the handoffs to Nieto up the middle, puts his head down and just goes through the Grizzly Cub defense. And the Quakers will take over on the scoreboard. They extend their lead 34-17, 5:01 to go here in the third quarter. And the Grizzly Cubs need to figure something out. They need to figure something out very quickly if they want a chance of coming back in this game.
But you know who doesn't need to figure some things out? Our sponsors, our Grizz Club banner sponsors. We could not back the Blue without you. Our state champ sponsors, Lancer and BB Architects and Krukemeyer Machine and Tools. Our Victory Club sponsor, your friendly Franklin Meyer. And our Winners Circle sponsors, Edward Jones Financial Advisor Chris Beckert, Hillview Country Club, Shaftstall and Admire Law Office, TC Electric, The Blue Cactus Restaurant, and W.R. Johnson Excavating.
The kickoff is by Nichols. Roberts will get a roll. Oh, he needs to get on the ball. Roberts has got it going to the right side. And he is tackled at his own 14-yard line. A great play by what I believe was number 81, Ross Good.
That was a good play by him, just chasing him down, beat him to the angle. And if he doesn't get him, then Roberts has got some room to run, and he's got some speed.
Reed Roberts needs to engineer a drive here that doesn't take very long but is very, very quality because the Grizzly Cubs need something, and they need it quick. Down 17, which is 3 scores. The handoff is – oh, no, it was a pass. The pass is to number 5, Jake Houston, and it is considered incomplete.
Yeah, that was one of those bang-bang plays where – and it looked like a lot of people are calling for pass interference. The official at the back called it incomplete. The official on the side called it incomplete as well, and he did not throw the penalty. He's kind of in a weird angle to make that call, so the official who would have made that call was standing a little farther back.
Delayed handoff to Ward off to the left side. Looks like he might have been pulled down by a face mask, but that was not the call. He is over the 20-yard line. They'll bring up third and about 3 for the Grizzly Cubs. Ward's 15th carry of the night nets him about 7. And the blitz is by the Quakers, and he goes down. It looks like it was 44, Mason Scott. His second sack tonight gets Roberts behind the original line of scrimmage. And Coach Call will have no choice but to punt the ball here, with it being 4th and 11 inside of his own 20. As you can see on the replay, just great pressure by the Quakers. And Reed just had no time to do anything with it.
Yeah, he's been under duress all night, and has had not a lot of time more recently to get anything off, and Franklin's punting again. Plainfield's going to get great field position.
Oh, and the tackle is made by number 21, Bo Baker. Really a pretty good tackle. It could have been a lot worse field position-wise, but the Quakers will take over at the Grizzly Cub about 46, 47-yard line.
And let's not forget our touchdown sponsors, Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lender, Blex Body Shop, Brady Laurie Attorney, Catalyst Consulting, Cedar Lake Family Dentistry, Crane Credit Union, DeArmond Financial Group, First National Bank, Franklin Dermatology, Franklin Muffler and Brake, Honey Creek Napa Auto Parts, Indy Roll-Offs, Jefferson Street Barber Shop.
The handoff is by Moyers to Nieto. Looks like that'll probably be a hold. We'll see the call from the ref. It is a hold. It is on the Quakers, and that'll bode well for the Grizzly Cubs. That'll take the Quakers back behind the 50-yard line.
Yeah, they will cross that 50-yard line, which reminds me of another one of our touchdown sponsors, Joco CrossFit.
I like what you did there.
Johnson County REMC, Jones and Anderson CPA, Lock Trucking, Mayor Steve Barnett, Schultz Pogue and Pinnacle Office, Shelby Materials, Shrink Masters, Smith Real Estate, and Votorantum Cementos Prairie Materials.
The direct snap is to Moyers. He will run it for about a 3-yard gain. It'll be second down. Oh, no, that was Vanderbush. That was their wild card or Wildcat
He's
formation.
a wild card, too.
He has a wild card. He can do anything. Looks like they will bring Moyers back, send Vanderbush out to receiver again, where Roberts will be, Ethan Pfeiffer will be covering him. Second and long for the Quakers. It'll be a handoff to Nieto going to the left side. He is met by Tyler Fuqua. That'll be Fuqua's 5th tackle so far tonight. And it'll be a 3rd and 10, 3rd and long for the Quakers. And, this is a huge play for the Grizzly Cubs.
Yeah, they really need to get a stop here, need to get the ball back, and just cut into that lead as much as they can.
Yeah, with 2:10 to go here in the third quarter, they have to make a play here. Let's see what Coach Woodard's group can do. So roll right. Looks like they're going to pass back left. It is a screen kind of play. Oh, and he can't make the tackle. Number 17, Noah McCann, forces number 6, Jack Beebe, out of bounds. And that is just a dejecting play for the Grizzly Cubs to have the guy behind the first down and for him to make that or to break that tackle.
Yeah, they had him there about 7 yards to go before the first down. They missed the tackle. It's a tough play. It's open field. You got to bring the guy down, and they were unable to do that. So Plainfield's still going to continue to move up the field, and they've still got a couple minutes until the end of the quarter.
Guy comes in motion. Looks like it is a false start on the Quakers. That'll back them up 5 yards. They've already had 15 yards of penalty so far here in this second half, or actually just in this drive. They've had 4 penalties so far in the second half. Just haven't come out very crisp so far. But the Grizzly Cubs have not been able to really take advantage of it yet.
Yeah.
Moyers is making his calls at the line. It'll be a 1st and 15. I apologize. Looks like they were running the same play as they chose to before. Nieto gets it about a run of 6 yards up to the 30-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and 9 for the Quakers. Clock is rolling under a minute and 35 here. 17 Grizzly Cubs, 34 Quakers in this mid-state conference battle. These teams are fighting to see which team will be 4-3 tomorrow, which team will be 3-4. Passes to the right side. It is to Vanderbush again. Vanderbush gets over the 20-yard line, which is enough for a first down. I believe his 4th reception of the game so far tonight. Moyers will take the snap. The handoff is up the middle. Looks like it was number 10 of the Quakers, number 10 being Starnes. It'll be a 2nd and 9 for the Quakers. Grizzly Cubs need to make a stop quickly as the clock runs under 24 seconds. Plainfield has to run a play here as the play clock is under 13 seconds. The rush is up the left side, I believe is Nieto. And at the end of your third quarter on the Hubler Auto Group scoreboard, the score is 34 Quakers, 17 Grizzlies as we go to break.
is proud to be the official sponsor of Franklin Athletics. Score massive savings on all your favorite brands. Plus, get our 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty included. For all auto needs, just click drivehubler.com. Let's go, Grizzly Cubs!
Really big shout out to the Hubler Auto Group. They do a lot of really special things for our athletic department, as well as being the sponsors for me and Brian's weekly show, The Coach's Corner, where we interview select people, not always coaches, but just people around the state of Indiana and around the town of Franklin. Please give that a listen on our YouTube channel, which is FCTV at FCHS. We'd love it if you subscribe and watch some of our videos.
Well, it's kind of select people. Like, we don't just walk around Franklin interviewing random people.
It's normally.
It's kind of a who's who of people. So, like, we've had Don Fisher, Indiana University legend. We've had Matt Taylor, Indianapolis Colts voice. And we've had Matt Taylor, Franklin High School defensive coordinator.
Yes, defensive coordinator whose defense really needs to make a stop here. The pass is up, and it looks like it is intercepted by Grant Roberts. What? Wow, pass interference on the defense. The ball was intercepted by Roberts. We're going to try and get you a replay here real quick to see if that was. I mean, that from our view, that didn't look like it. But here we go. Moyers throws it up to Vanderbush. I don't know. Unless he extended with his forearm and we couldn't see it. Well, I think that was pretty close.
Yeah, the official who was right by it didn't call that one. It was the official who kind of was behind it and at the midpoint of the end zone. So that's a rough call against the Grizzly Cubs. But you got to
rough call on Jack Beebe for the. Oh, there is a no signal.
I think they called it against Plainfield.
On Plainfield. The indication is holding, and that will negate the Jack Beebe touchdown. A sigh of relief there for the Grizzly Cubs, who were still a little bit flustered after the controversial call and the interception by Grant Roberts. 2 times tonight that he's had an interception that hasn't gone necessarily his way.
Yeah, that was a couple tough calls against him. The first one we couldn't necessarily see what happened before, but that one. That was a tough one.
Moyers is looking right. He has Nieto out of the backfield. As long as Nieto just doesn't drop it, which he doesn't, it is Moyers' 3rd passing touchdown of the night. And the Quakers are starting to break this one open. It's 40-17 so far here in your second half. There's 11:34 to go. And
yeah, really, if you're Franklin, I mean, you've just got to come out. It's been kind of a rough second and third quarters for Franklin's offense. And what you've just got to do is you've got to say, hey, we've got 11 and a half minutes left. We're going to maybe try some different things, try some different looks, maybe even try some people at some different positions and see, see what they can do.
Yeah, so as you see on this replay, Nieto's just going to sneak out of the backfield.
Just going to run a little wheel route.
And he is uncontested. I believe Brody Reinhold may have missed his assignment there and just let him come out uncontested. All he had to do was not have the running back drop. He didn't, and it becomes 41-17 Grizzly Cubs.
Yeah, so we've got a few minutes left. 11 minutes left here in the game. If you're Franklin, you just want to see some fight. You want to make sure if you're Coach Call, you want to see your guys fighting. You want to see them still playing hard all the way through. You don't want to see their heads hanging. This is a tough game that they could have had. They had an opportunity, but you also, you want to make sure that you go out fighting with your head held high. You don't want it to get any worse than this. You don't want it to get the score to get any more than what it is right now, and so you just want to make sure that you finish strong.
And Nichols kicks goes out of the back of the end zone. And it will be a touchback. The Grizzly Cubs will take over at their own 20-yard line. And like Brian said, we just want to see some fight out of these Grizzly Cub offense. And we just want to see some new things maybe. Just something to get that offense rolling.
Yeah, and just some plays from Reed Roberts that can potentially get his confidence going again. See Jalen Ward get some runs in, and we'll see what we can do here with the last 11 and a half minutes.
The handoff is to the left side to John Shepard. He goes up the middle with it. And we're going to see what the refs give him. I believe it would be about a gain of 3, maybe 4. They give him 5. John Shepard with his 7th carry of the night. He'll take him above, probably getting close to about 60 yards so far tonight. Oh, and Reed Roberts keeps it. He needs the speed to get around the corner. He gets a block from Max Lancer. Really good block and really good pull by Reed Roberts there. Gets him over the 50-yard line, and Reed with another about a 25-yard gain. Will take him over about 70 yards so far for the night.
Here comes a block by Lancer. Good job in moving his shoulders so he's squared up to him and doesn't get a flag.
Reed is looking to the middle. He stays in the pocket, and he steps up in the pocket. They're going to give him a face mask, and he has a chance for a pretty big gain here. Oh, and that might be a late hit. They don't give him a late hit, but it looks like they will give him a face mask to tag that on. It's a gain of about 17 for Reed there on his 7th carry of the night.
Looks like they may decline that penalty. I think it may have been more, or is that tacked on? It looks to be tacked on.
Yep. So that penalty is tacked on to the end of the run. It will be a face mask, which I believe nets about 15 yards. The Grizzly Cubs will take over at the Quaker 23-yard line, and as you see, there's still some fight in these Grizzly Cubs.
Yeah, they're still playing hard, and that's what you want to see.
Oh, wow. Good defensive play by, I believe it was number 20.
There's a flag
Caleb
down.
Leaguer. Flag is down. There's a hold on the Quakers, and once again, another very big, another very large penalty on the Quakers. And once again, I mean, they're just not coming out crisp in the second half. They've played well, but Coach Woodard's going to have a lot of things to talk about come Monday about doing the right things, playing the game the right way. Two running backs in the backfield. The snap goes to Roberts. He's looking left, looking over the middle of the field. It is Max Lancer for the touchdown. Max Lancer with a 14-yard reception. It is his 2nd reception of the night, his 1st touchdown of the night, and Reed Roberts on his 12th pass finds the end zone for the first time. Pending the PAT, the Grizzly Cubs could get within, or could bring it to 41-24. They will be within 17 with 10:37 to go. So there's still potentially a ball game. Our score on our scoreboard is incorrect. There it is. Now it goes. Thanks to Director Kevin Hankins for getting that one figured out.
Watch this. Reed Roberts looks, and finds Lancer right across the middle. That was a good catch.
Did everything he could to stop that, though. Wow, he laid out. So with 10:37 to go here in your 4th quarter, the Quakers are up 41. The Grizzly Cubs are down 24. You know, with it being 17 points, that's 3 possessions. You know, what does the Grizzly Cub defense need to do here, Brian?
I think it would behoove them to get a stop and get a stop quickly. That's kind of what they need to do. No, they need to get a stop here. They need to kind of impose their will. They need to get the defensive line into the backfield, put a little pressure on Boyers and on Moyers, and they need to get the ball back to their offense, and then their offense needs to score.
Yeah, offense needs to do exactly what they did last time. Jack Henderson kicking to the south end zone. The kick is taken by number 10 of the Pioneers. He's running over the 20, over the 25. And he's taken down at the 27. First and 10, the Quakers take over at their own 25-yard line. 10:31 to go here. It'll be Moyers with, I believe, Nieto behind him. And you can expect a good amount of running here by the Quakers to try and run this clock out a decent amount. Handoff is to Nieto at the 20. And I believe that was Brody Reinhold. Brody Reinhold comes out from a safety spot to get, I believe, his second tackle of the night. Nieto gets about a yard or two. I thought it looked pretty short. And that'll bring up 2nd and 8. Grizzly Cubs do their job on the first play.
Yeah, it was a nice job by Reinhold coming up. And let's see if they can do it a couple more times.
They need to. Warriors take the snap. It's up the middle to Nieto again. Nieto gets a little bit more this time, but it's still not enough for a first down. I think it'll bring up about a 3rd and 2. And if the Grizzly Cubs can get a stop here, they can get it within about 10 points. Under 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Each team has both timeouts. 41-24 Quakers. Big third down here for the Grizzly Cubs. Potentially the biggest of the game. Snap's going to go to Moyers. He's trying to draw him off sides. He cannot. There's under 12 seconds on the play clock. Down to 10. Down to 8. Moyers, the stadium is rocking. It's to Nieto. Oh, and it looks like it'll be a Grizzly or a Quaker first down. Harris Easton had a chance to get him in the backfield, and he was stopped. And the stadium was rocking. Everybody in here knew that was a big play. Now the Quakers can run even more time off the clock. So Aiden Moyers is correctly running out that play clock down to about 5 seconds. Oh, that's a lot of guys in motion there for the Quakers. Oh, and a great play by Tyler Fuqua, helped out by Harris Eason. And that is a loss for the Quakers. That is Tyler Fuqua's 6th tackle of the game. That's his first for loss, though, to add Harris Eason's 5th tackle. As you can see in the replay, Fuqua's first, Eason gets him second. Great teamwork there by the Grizzly Cubs to bring up a 2nd and 11. And it's starting to seem like there might be another good chance of a 3rd down here. The stadium's going. You can hear it. Our TV is rumbling up here. Handoff to Nieto, nets him about 7 yards. It's going to be a 3rd and 4. And if it's anything like 2nd down, this stadium's going to get going here pretty soon. 7:40 to go here in this 4th quarter. About 30 seconds left on the play clock. I would think that Plainfield would use every second of it to get it down to about 7:10 before they run their next play. As you can see on your clock at the bottom right corner. It's shaking. The stadium's going. It's a big play here, Brian.
Yeah, it is. You want to see, it looks like Plainfield's going to call a timeout. Going to kind of get something figured out here on third down. They brought the clock all the way down to 7:11. So you want to see Franklin. If you're Franklin, all we've wanted them to do is keep fighting, and they are. And they've got it third down and 5. A good chance to get the offense the ball back.
Yeah, I mean, with 7:11, the clock is stopped. By the time if they do get a stop here, the Grizzly Cubs will get it back with about 6:30 to go. They will need a quick score, but with 3 timeouts, this game could still be in contention if we get it here.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 7.5 minutes left. You got 3 timeouts, just like you said. So it's just about getting this stop. This stop is crucial because if you don't get this stop, I mean, they can drain another basically 2 minutes off the clock, gets it to 5 minutes, and then you got to start thinking about calling your timeouts. So this is a huge play right here. Looks like they're going to have BB in the backfield. I wonder if this is the time he may pass the ball.
Jack Beebe here.
Is this Moyers out here going out for
No, it's Jack Beebe. And they get the stop. The Grizzly Cubs will definitely get the stop there. It's Noah McCann. Harris Houston was there to help. And there it is. That's the stop they needed. McCain records his 3rd tackle of the night. The Quakers are going for it. The Quakers are going for it. It's 4th down.
Franklin may have to call a timeout here. See if they're Plainfield may be trying to draw them off too.
I think Max Lancer might need to come up.
I think they're going to punt it.
Looks like they are punting. Aiden Moyers will punt the ball to Max Lancer. He gets it at the 20-yard line. He's got blockers to the right side, and there's going to be a flag at the back of the play. There's 2 flags. Two flags on the play. We believe them will both be on the Grizzly Cubs. 6:16 to go here in the 4th quarter. This will hurt the Grizzly Cubs' comeback chances. Still down 17, 41-24. Coach Call and Coach Cody Call's offense will need to have a very, very fast drive here. I believe it will be very air-oriented, lots of throws. Got to see what they're going to be doing here.
Yeah, and there's penalties against Franklin, so Franklin's going to start the 15-yard line. They're going to have to drive 85 yards really quick to get some points and get it within 10. So there's still a 3-score game.
Yeah. They're going to be throwing it. Isaiah Klein coming across the middle. He's looking left. It looks like it was John Shepard, but I believe it was – oh, no. Number 5, Jake Houston, but the ball was not caught. Second time that we have targeted Houston. It has fallen incomplete. That will be Reed Roberts' 13th pass of the night. He is 8 for 13 so far tonight. Longest pass was the first one of the game to Isaiah Klein for about 15 yards. He has 1 touchdown to Max Lancer. He's looking left, rolling right. It's a screen play. Oh, it's intercepted. Oh, my goodness. That is an incredible interception. Wow. Hunter Hrebeck, the senior for the Quakers, just
right place at the right time.
Hits off Jalen Ward's mitts, and that ball pops up with just enough of a chance for him to dive on it, as you see on this replay.
Kind of side-armed it. You have to wonder if maybe Ward did have, or the ball was probably coming from a different angle than he's used to as Roberts kind of side-armed it, and then Jalen Ward, it went off his hands. So he was, and Herbeck was in the right place at the right time, and Plainfield's got great field position. A touchdown here would probably
Yeah.
just about do it.
This, in all extensive purposes, probably ends the Grizzly Cubs' comeback chances. Under 6 minutes to play, as Moyers will throw this ball. He throws it out of bounds, almost caught by one of our chain gang guys. That was a good effort.
Best chain gang in the state.
From what I hear, yes.
It's like there was a penalty on that one. Was that intentional grounding?
I believe that was the call. He was still in the pocket, it looked like. He had not made it out of the tackle box, and it looks like that will be intentional grounding, which is a loss of down to bring up second. And a country mile. Wow, that is a long way to go. About 27 for a first down. But for the Grizzly Cubs, that is what you're looking for, as it is a loss of down, and there's no time coming off the clock. Plus, it moves them back a significant amount. And the run by Nieto nets him about 5 yards, which, more importantly, starts to run clock time. It'll be third down for the Quakers. And as you said earlier, Brian, with the 50-yarder to beat Tri-West, Harris Nichols has pretty good range. So this is definitely within his range if they do choose to kick. Say they don't get the 3rd and 20 here.
Yeah, I mean, he has been struggling today, or tonight, so that's something that you could think about if that's something that you wanted to do.
The pass is complete to Nieto, and luckily for the Grizzly Cubs, no, I apologize, to Woodard, and luckily for the Grizzly Cubs, he is forced out of bounds. So that will force a 4th down with 5:13 to go here in your 4th quarter. The Grizzly Cubs still down 17, and it looks like Plainfield will be going for it. Pretty big 4th down here, obviously. The snap is to Moyers, and he's going to throw a deep one. Oh my gosh, he caught the football. Wow. Oh, we're going to have to see a replay of that. That was an incredible catch by number 6 of the Quakers, Jack Beebe. Is that Jack Beebe's 4th touchdown of the night?
I think he's got at least 3, yeah.
That is incredible.
Yeah, that was a good throw. Great catch. It was good defense. I mean, you can't really do
Brian,
a whole lot much more.
I'm going to have to disagree with you. That I could give no consideration to that throw. He threw it up in the air, and Jack Beebe just made a great play. He said Moyers gave him a chance, and as we will see very soon here on this replay, let's see if he did catch this on the defender's back. Oh, wow. One-handed snag on the defender's back. It was Ethan Pfeiffer's back. What a catch by Jack Beebe. What we believe might be his 4th of the night.
Boy, you're right, that was a good catch.
That was incredible, really. As a Quaker coach, that's everything you can hope for in a guy like Jack Beebe. You know, his 6'1", 210-pound frame. He plays linebacker, he plays receiver, he plays wildcat formation.
He's been he's their quarterback. Yeah, he's pretty much done it all, and he's destroyed Franklin here tonight. So.
Yeah, he's done everything except basically coach the team.
He may be doing that. We don't know.
That's true.
He may be drawing the plays.
Might be putting a headset.
I mean, he's getting a lot of catches and runs. He may be.
Might be an incorrect call up here in the booth.
Let's run the play where we hand the ball off to me for a touchdown.
Well, it did do that about 8 to 10 times. Grant Roberts off to the right side. He's got a couple blockers. He has the speed to get to the corner. And Nichols pulls him down. Nichols pulled some sort of garment off of Grant. The Grizzly Cubs will take over in their own territory. Wow, that was a good throw by the ref.
He's had a couple. He's got a cannon.
That is impressive. Oh, man, that was about a 20-yard just bomb. Grizzly Cubs take over, 4:57 to go, down by 24 here. Handoffs to John Shepard to the right side. He's got a hole. John Shepard, he might be able to break it. Number 76, Danny Groves up there helping the block. Not the first time Groves has been in the secondary for the Grizzly Cubs to help them get a play moving. That's a 1st and 10 for Shepard. That'll be Shepard's 8th rush of the night. This one for about 12. He's been consistent all night. Up the middle to Jalen. Jalen gets about 8. It'll be Jalen's 16th carry of the night. Jalen already has a rushing touchdown to go ahead with Reed Roberts' passing touchdown as well as a rushing touchdown. Max Lancer was the guy who caught it for Reed. Max who has 2 catches for 19 yards in the touchdown. Isaiah Klein also has 3 catches for 27 yards. Oh, and Reed Roberts does stay up. And Reed Roberts will get a 1st down, and that will be a late hit. First time it's been called tonight.
Yeah, he was going out of bounds, and they shoved him, so they threw the flag on that one, and that is going to add another 15 yards, I believe, 15 or so yards to that one. So Franklin will get the ball inside the 20-yard line. Chance to score here.
Under 4 minutes here to play. Chance to score for the Grizzly Cubs to get over 30 points. And like we said earlier in the game, Brian, even though the favor has not gone in the way of the Grizzly Cubs, the passes, looks like it's to Max Lancer. Did he go up and get that? He did. Max Lancer with his 2nd touchdown of the night. It is about a 20-yard touchdown for Max to give him 39 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's Reed Roberts' 14th pass to make him 9 for 14. And that is his 2nd passing touchdown of the night. That should take him near, if not above, the 100-yard passing mark to go along with nearing about 70 rushing yards. So really a pretty well drawn up play by the Grizzly Cubs there. Nick Woods is out to kick to try and make it 31-48, another 17-point difference. The kick is up and good. With 3:52 to go, the Grizzly Cubs are down 31-48 on the Plainfield Quakers. And like I was saying before, well, actually, as we show this replay, Reed Roberts just throws it up in the air, gives Max Lancer a chance to go get the rebound, and he does. He grabs it and scores the 2nd touchdown of the night. And, Brian, like I was saying, it hasn't gone in the Grizzly Cubs' favor, but a lot of points have been scored tonight so far. I mean, just a hefty margin of points.
Yeah, I mean, Plainfield's about to score a 50-burger right here, but if they get one more touchdown, we've got 79 points scored already tonight. We were told before it was going to be a shootout, and it has been indeed. And a couple plays here and there, and this is a different ball game. I mean, you think about the interception near the end of the first half, and Franklin had a little bit of a drive going, and that interception right near 50-yard line. Plainfield was able to take it in on pretty much the next play. They got 2 back-to-back touchdowns on pretty much back-to-back plays, and that's really what's been the difference now.
Yeah. Jack Henderson's going to kick it to the south end zone. Oh, that might be a really, really good kick. It is. Vanderbush takes it at the 5-yard line. He goes up the middle, and he's met by a gang of Grizzly Cub defenders. I know John Shepard was one of the ones in there. Some pushing and shoving. You know, probably not too much bad blood, but still a good rivalry here in the Mid-State Conference. The Pioneers will improve to 3-2 in the Mid-State as the Grizzly Cubs will fall to 2-3. Grizzly Cubs will be at Greenwood next week, I believe. Greenwood, who the Quakers beat by a score of 38-35. A very run-heavy oriented offense. Two guys on that offense who can just run it really very strong. It's a wildcat formation. It looks like it's Cale Vanderbush off to the left side. Looks like he was met by number 17, Noah McCann. That'll be Noah's 4th tackle of the night. And that will bring up a Quaker 2nd and 5, 3:32 to go here in the 4th quarter. Snap is once again to Vanderbush. It's off to the right side. He tries to break the defender's ankles, but Tyler Fuqua was not tricked. That was Tyler's 7th tackle of the night. Looks like it's a flag on the Quakers. That'll move them back. About to be under 3 minutes to play here as the referee indicates to us it is a holding on the Quakers. Brings them in under their 15-yard line. 2nd down, the clock is rolling, 2:54 to go. 15 minutes on the play clock here, or 15, gosh, I hope there's not 15 minutes. We're going to wait a while. 15 seconds, well, down to 8 seconds on the play clock. Plainfield's using all of it. Moyers will take the snap to hand off up the middle. Looks like it was Juan Nieto. Pretty big pancake block there by number 74, Dylan Ponder. It'll be 3rd and 11 for the Quakers. This is a timeout assessed to the Grizzly Cubs. So there's still some fight in these Grizzly Cubs. They know they're down 17, but they also know there's a little bit of time left.
Yeah, I mean, they can get the ball back right now. But the 2.5 minutes left, and we'll go to a break and a word from our sponsors.
Is proud to be the official sponsor of Franklin Athletics. Score massive savings on all your favorite brands. Plus get our 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty included. For all auto needs, just click drivehubler.com. Let's go Grizzly Cubs.
Once again, a big shout out to our sponsor, the Hubler Auto Group. They do a lot of things for us. Once again, please just subscribe to our YouTube channel, the FC TV at FCHS. There's a lot of cool things that go up every week. Very, very high quality video work by some of us here.
By some of us.
Some of us. Others of us not so much. Also follow our Twitter, Grizzly Cub TV. The pass by Moyers is incomplete. It was intended for number 6, Jack Beebe. It's the first time tonight that we've been able to kind of shut him down. And the 4th down from the Pioneer, or the Quakers, I apologize. Probably about the 10th time that's happened.
What we should do is like write it down on a piece of paper in real big black ink.
Like stick it right in front of you.
Yeah, put it like right in front of you. That's what we should have done. I don't know, maybe like in the 1st quarter or something.
After I had done it for the 8th
Yeah,
time.
we probably should have done that.
Very slow.
Short punt.
It bounces pretty far back. Well, the Grizzly Cubs will take over with really great field position. The 38-yard line of the Quakers. Be 1st and 10 with 2:17 to go. Down 17 with 2:17 at the 38.
All right, let's get a quick score here and kind of let things fall where they may.
And he's looking to his right side. He's rolling right. Reed needs to get out of bounds, and that might be a late hit. Let's see if they get it to him. They do not, fans do not appreciate it.
I don't know if you can really call that because he started tackling him when he was in bounds, and he kind of, when he was getting ready to throw him, and he ended up stepping out of bounds. So I don't know what you're supposed to do as a defensive player if they throw the flag on that one. I don't really know what else you're supposed to do as a defensive player.
Well, Brian, the Grizzly Cub fans disagree with
They
you.
do disagree with me very vehemently, but I do not know what they're supposed to do. And the
It's
Grizzly
a false
Cubs,
start on the Grizzly Cubs. It's a 5-yard. It'll take away 5 yards. There's some things being said to the officials. 2-8 to go here. Reed Roberts is looking right, and it is through the hands of Isaiah Klein. There's some bad things being said. 15th pass of the night is incomplete for Roberts. We'll bring up a 3rd and about 17. The snap is to Robertson. There's a lot of pressure coming. Oh, man. Mason Scott with his 3rd sack on the night. He came into the season, or came into tonight with a half a sack on the season. Come into the night and gets 3 sacks on Reed Roberts. He's been a menace on their defense all night against us. And as you can see on our replay here, he really didn't necessarily do much there, but he will get credited for the sack. And 4th, and I can't
Long.
count that high. At least in my head.
12.
4th and 7 here for the Grizzly Cubs. Over the middle. Oh, and Isaiah Klein has some blockers. Isaiah Klein has a chance. And Isaiah Klein might have got it. Oh, wow. That's fun.
He did get the first down. That was a good play.
Great play.
Found him right in the soft spot in the middle there, and he was able to turn upfield.
That brings Klein's total to about 55 for the night. As you can see on our replay, Reed Roberts steps in the pass, and he's got a blocker. Max Lancer gives him a good block. And a good tackle by number 2, Noah Hessing, who already has an interception so far tonight, the one that was at the happened before halftime that set Plainfield up to go up by 2 scores. 1:10 to go here in the 4th quarter. Still got some action for you. The snap is to Roberts. He steps up into his pass. It is to Max Lancer. And Max Lancer breaks the tackle and gets in for his 3rd touchdown of the night. 3rd passing touchdown for Reed Roberts. We are looking at the record books, and that is not a record. The record of touchdowns in a single game is 4 by Christian McClure, set in 2019. But 3 is still a very good number for Max Lancer.
There's still time left.
Max Lancer came into the game tonight with 2 touchdowns. Now he has 5 on the year. The extra point does not go the way of the Grizzly Cubs. And as you see on our replay here, Roberts steps into the pass. It's just a comeback route for Lancer, and the cornerback fails to make the play that he intended to. He made a little bit of a gamble, and it doesn't go the Quaker way. 1 of 4 to go here in the 4th quarter. 48-37 Quakers. You would have to assume that they would onside kick here. That's really the only chance.
Yeah, I would think you get your hands team out there and see what kind of kick you could get if you could get it back and score a quick touchdown. Then onside kick it again and get it back and get a field goal and walk out of here with a win.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, that is how football works.
Nope, that's not how football works because that math is wrong. You would need another touchdown. Not a field goal.
I paid very little attention to what you said.
Bottom line, you have to get the onside kick here. I would highly recommend going with the let's kick it and hope that Plainfield is like the Atlanta Falcons and does not touch the ball.
That,
we can
that
just
was
get
an
it.
interesting play.
That would be ideal.
Let's see if the high schoolers know more than the NFLers. Jack Henderson, first onside kick. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh. What? Illegal kick. He's putting his hands in a spinny motion. Either a false start or an illegal kick. We're going to see. That was a great call, though. Though it was probably not legal. We're going to re-kick it. There's a suggestion. Kick it deep because there's no one back there.
Do you have anyone super fast?
Is there anyone who can run about 50 yards faster than the Quaker defender or returner can run 10? Oh, the Grizzly Cubs got the football. Oh, Jack Henderson did the idea of just kick it at him as hard as you possibly can.
That's off Water Boy, isn't it? Yeah. Well, Jack Henderson is a soccer player. He does the.
Wow, Bo Baker recovers it. Jack Henderson kicks it as hard as he possibly can. We're going to try and get a replay. On the replay, you see that it just hits the Quaker defender. Great effort by Bo Baker to get it. That might not have a direct effect on the ending, but that is awesome. Great play by Jack Henderson. You don't see that very often. Reed Roberts is going to throw it. He's going to step up in the – oh, he stays alive. He has Max Lancer on the sideline. Oh, and it's caught by Max Lancer. There's 54 seconds left. The Franklin fans are going wild. we clock it with 51.1 to go.
Franklin does have 2 timeouts remaining.
What a great play by Reed Roberts to break away from 3 defensive linemen for the Quakers and find Max Lancer on the sideline. Great job by Max to move towards the sideline to find an opening for Reed. Still 51 seconds to go here. Oh, the pass is just too high for Klein. 47.4 to go. It's 3rd down for the Grizzly Cubs. Inside Quaker territory. It's about the 34, 33-yard line. $47.4 to go here. Reed Roberts is looking deep. Oh, and he might get sacked.
Do not want to take a sack.
Oh, not the good opportunity to take a sack. They're going to have to use their timeout here, which means that, Jack, if we do indeed score, Jack Henderson will have to work some more magic. But it's 4th and about 20 for the Grizzly Cubs, and our magic might have ran out.
I think, just in looking at the game and watching the game, you sometimes wonder, you sometimes forget that Reed Roberts, this is his first year of starting in varsity, and he's played behind Drew Byerly, but you sometimes may forget that just in watching him play. He's had some great plays today. He's really stayed calm. He's done that all year, stayed calm under pressure. But he's there. You don't want to take a sack, and that's easy for me to sit here and say up in a booth. That you don't want to take a sack, but it's we saw it last week with Dak Prescott. He didn't want to take a sack. He couldn't do one of 2 things, or he couldn't do 2 things in those situations. He couldn't take a sack, and he couldn't throw an interception. One play, he took a sack. The next play, threw an interception, so on this play, you absolutely cannot take a sack. You have to get the ball away.
Well, hopefully
it does not
throw an
matter.
interception
It
here.
does well on this one. It does matter.
We might have just announced or cursed him.
You got to throw the ball.
It's a screen play, and it is incomplete, and that will be the Grizzly Cubs' chances of a comeback. Great effort by a lot of guys. Reed Roberts to Max Lancer was a great connection. Isaiah Klein helped out in this comeback effort. Jack Henderson with one of the best onside kicks we've seen in a long time. But up here in the booth, I think it's pretty evident that the comeback chances are through and through.
Yeah, Franklin, it was a fun game. It was back and forth. It was a good time. It was a fun game to watch.
It was.
But in the end, I think Plainfield's size was a little bit too much. I think they're a little bit bigger on the offensive line than the defensive line, and they're just a little bit bigger than Franklin, and that was kind of what sealed it for Plainfield.
Jack Beebe was a monster for the Quakers, and his big effort tonight was huge for them. There is no play clock going, so the 18, 17, 16 will roll off for the Grizzly Cubs as their time expires and their chances of coming back. So, for all intents and purposes, the Quakers will take a 4-3 record and a 3-2 record in the conference. The Grizzly Cubs will take a 3-4 record and a 2-3 record in the conference. And as time expires, the Quakers win the game 48-37. And we will be back with you shortly for post-game analysis. All right, fans, so we have a little bit of second half highlights for you at the end here. Just 5-yard field goal. Clock is running down on the play clock. Need to get the kick off. The kick's up. The kick is good. Grizzly Cubs will take the field goal.
There was a flag on the field before it even started. If you could see right by the goal. So it's going to be first down and goal for Plainfield. Or second. Is it second down?
It is Nieto into the end zone. And the blitz is by the Quakers, and he goes down.
Calls against him. The first one we couldn't necessarily see what happened before, but that one that was a tough one.
Moyers is looking right. He has Nieto out of the backfield, as long as Nieto just doesn't drive away. Two running backs in the backfield. The snap goes to Roberts. He's looking left, looking over the middle of the field. It is Max Lancer for the team so far tonight. Longest pass was the first one of the game to Isaiah Klein for about 15 yards. He has one touchdown to Max Lancer. He's looking left, rolling right. It's a screen play. Oh, it's intercepted. Oh. Pretty big fourth down here, obviously. The snap is to Moyers, and he's going to throw a deep one. Oh, my God. The night is incomplete for Roberts. We'll bring up a third and about 17. The snap is to Robertson. There's a lot of pressure coming. Oh, man. Mason. Is there anyone who can run about 50 yards faster than the Quaker defender or returner can run 10? Oh! Oh, the Grizzly Cubs got the football! And we ended up getting it back, had a fourth down, and it just didn't go our way. And the final here at Grizzly Cub Field is 48 Quakers, 37 Grizzly Cubs. That'll take the Quakers to a 4-3 record, the Grizzly Cubs to a 3-4 record. For our host, Kevin Hankins, for our camera crew, Xavier Harbaugh and Ryan Racino, for my co-host, Brian Powers, I'm your host, Thomas Crow. And thanks for watching our broadcast of the game tonight. Be safe going home, everybody.